Welcome into the Martin Houston Show, powered by Box Eye Care. As we get ready to kick off this Wednesday, Box Eye Care, go check them out at their new location on Oscar Baxter Drive. As we get ready to talk this Wednesday, we're going to be covering the SWOT analysis for this Alabama team, taking a look at the depth chart and giving your Alabama Legacy Collection score predictions and season first. And those season first are first touchdown, first sack, turnover, the depth chart. We'll be looking at the right tackle, what wide receiver group is coming out first, and first off the bench, first cornerback duo that we'll see as we get ready to kick things off as football season is upon us, as games actually kick off some tonight. Pretty interesting there. Pop, what you got for us?
Once again, you're listening to the Martin Houston Show, powered by Box Eye Care, 205-342-0660. They are the the place that you need if you can't see clearly and you want to be able to see this season clearly. You want to be able to see those season first that Xavier was talking about. If you're gonna do that, make sure you got that eyewear on. They have a great selection there with that new in-house lab. Going to be the same great service. So set your appointment today. That's Box Eye Care. Also, want to invite you to get in on the conversation. The phone lines are open. The Empowerment Strategies and Solutions hotline is open, 205-342-9904, 205-342-9904. That's the Empowerment Strategies and Solutions hotline. Or you may be one of those that just join us on the live stream. So join us on the live stream and comment, react, and ask your questions. Post your thoughts there. Post your answers there. And we will work them into the conversation. So go check out Facebook. You're able to get there with facebook.com/The Martin Houston Show. And so we want to invite you to get in there. And also want to remind you that, like we do each and every day, that this is a day that the Lord has made. So let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. So as I said, we got a full show lined up for you. We'll also have have it where we'll talk at the end of the program. We'll talk with Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministries, as well. So once again, you listen to the Martin Houston Show, powered by Box Eye Care. All right, X, I'll toss it back to you as we kick things off.
We get ready to kick things off. We're going to hit the SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that this Alabama Crimson Tide team has heading into the 2024 season. And we talked strengths before, and we've hit the running back room. We've hit the defensive line. We've even talked about the wide receivers being a little bit of a strength on this team due to depth and linebacker core as well. But what is the group that we have that is a strength that nobody's really talking about right now? That you see being a real strength on this team. Because when I'm looking at it, I'm looking offensive line. If these guys jail, uh, we've talked with Booker, Brailsford, and Roberts probably being the strongest three inside in the country as long as they're able to match. You've got Proctor back at left tackle. You've got Formby and Pritchett competing at right tackle. But what's the strength that nobody's really talked about?
I think it's going to be the tight end room. I think that for a couple reasons. First of all, I think that the tight end room has a lot of talent in it. I think that last year's group was extremely talented, and like most of our offensive weapons last year, underutilized X. Um, and I think that you're going to have a double whammy with this group this year in the fact that I think they've all gotten better. Uh, Robbie Oots is that old school kind of mindset, but playing tight end / H back. I think you'll see him utilized in the short game, running game as a blocker, but I think he'll be used around the goal line. Then CJ Dupree, I think we see why we were excited about him last year coming in. And Cuevas, I think his advantage X is he's a smaller guy compared to the other guys. They're all 6'5" or taller. So I think he may be kind of a Caleb Odom type, maybe a little better in space, with a big enough body that you can split him out and bring him in. And he still weighs 250. So he's not smaller than other guys from a weight standpoint, just shorter. I think he's a little better in space potentially. And a guy that I think, there's two guys that could jump in there. I think they're the future of that position for Alabama, Jay Lindsey and Tyler Lockwood. I think we're going to probably watch those two guys at some point be just crazy, right? In DeBoer's offense. Right. I think Danny Lewis may have a breakout season. So that's my thoughts there.
Okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Talking about the tight end room, as you said, it's extremely deep, and I can't wait to see the multiple ways that because when you look at the top three guys, it's a different skill set that they all bring to the table. You mentioned Oops, the blocker, CJ Dupree. He's that old school inline tight end that is really good at blocking, but is also a third in the receiving game. And then Cuevas, he's that move tight end, the guy that you move all over the field. My thought process is defensively, it's the safeties. We have Malachi Moore coming back, and we know what he brings to the table and how he'll be used, kind of moved all over the field. You've heard about the blitzing and the different packages where he's coming after the quarterback. But then you've got two guys. This will be their first. One just got to Bama, and then the other guy, he's waited his turn, and that's Keon Sabb and Devontae Smith. Keon Sabb, national champion, winning safety for the Michigan Wolverines last year. He's going to be that over-the-top safety. He's going to be the field safety that we see getting the ball, the playmaker, the ball hawk of that group. And then, of course, Devontae Smith, I think he gets used a little bit in the way that you might have seen Malachi used in the past, covering the tight end, moving with that guy that goes in motion a lot. So I think it's our safety room. And then, of course, Red Morgan, the guy that you hadn't heard a lot about him. You don't really know because he wasn't that highly recruited. But everything we've heard from him is high-end talent, high-end performance that we said. If he had the height that a Caleb Downs had coming out of high school, what would we really think about this young man? Because everything is saying that the talent level is there.
Yeah, without a doubt. And to your point, in regards to that position, the position group of safeties, I hadn't really thought about them from that sense, but you can also throw someone who had a good camp was King Mack. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he was one of the TO guys, turnover guys. So it's possible that that it could be even more playmakers in that group than what you mentioned. And I would not disagree with any of the points you made. Uh, I guess I flip and ask you a question as we talk about underrated groups, X. Um, and if you're out there listening, you can put your thoughts in. What position group do you think is most underrated? We'll put your answers up. But do you think this group gets a lot of turnovers? Do you think that we see Alabama get back to that turnover machine they used to be?
It is definitely in the cards this year. And speaking of King Mack, and not only him, but Cam Howard as well. Talking about two guys that transferred in after spring ball. They've both had good camps. It's that once again, Alabama is really deep at a lot of positions going into this year. It's just that you're wanting the continuity, the how they play together, and that's how I think you'll see rotations happen, potentially changes in the starting lineup at some point in the season, just because of the depth. And I think you'll see that with a lot of different positions on this team, that you'll see that depth and that rotation grow as the season goes along.
All right, X, real quick, you got 30 seconds. Hit Curtis Moore the second answered the question. He said he think his special teams because he think he's A+. So I'll let you respond to Curtis.
I agree with that. That was probably would have been my second choice when we're talking about an underrated group that isn't getting the love that it deserves. You talk about James Burnup, and you saw him kind of break out as a punter last year. We have the reigning Luke Grozer Award winner and Graham Nicholson as our place kicker. And then, of course, Nealon Hibbett. Congratulations to him getting a scholarship going into this season as the long snapper, and that's a position that he's held down the last few years. So Alabama special teams is really deep on that side. But we hadn't even talked about like the return game. Is it Kendrick Law? Is it Ryan Williams? Is it a Kobe Prentice? Who's going to be that return guy? And the guys that you hear rumored at that spot, they're threats to take it every time they touch it as well.
We got to get the break. Hold that thought. We got to get the break. Come back on the other side, X. Keep that thought and conversation going. You can get in on it. We're talking about what's the position group that's most underrated. We can keep that conversation going when we come out of break. Also, we are taking our Alabama Legacy Collection score prediction contest is underway. Give us your score, and the tiebreaker is Ryan Williams receiving yards. Ryan Williams receiving yards. So once again, coming back on the other side, we'll take that. North River Timber Company, timber harvesting, appraisals, and management. North River Timber CO at gmail.com. Courtney White and Chase Pearson, they will make sure that you're taken care of. They've been taking care of it for 11 plus years and counting, dealing with 4 counties in West Alabama, and that number continues to grow as well. If you're looking for the following services, timber harvesting, appraisals, and management, you can get the maximum potential out of your land, maximize it. Let North River Timber Company help you. North River Timber CO at gmail.com.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. Good morning and happy hump day to you. Getting off to a busy start already this morning. Well, deja vu of yesterday. We've got an accident again on 2059, and this on the southwest lanes at Joe Malisham Parkway. Big time problem there yesterday that completely closed you down. And as a matter of fact, it's actually still closed down in between 43 and Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
It's the year-end clearance sale at Townsend Nissan going on now. You can save thousands. See BJ or Kylan today at Townsend Nissan, your savings place.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Gary Allen in concert.
Every storm runs that rain.
Gary Allen. Live. Saturday, October 12th at Pearl River Resort Silver Star Convention Center. Tickets on sale now at pearlriverresort.com.
Yeah, that's right where I need to be.
Don't miss Gary Allen. Live.
Hey, Chris Stewart here. Are you ready to save this summer? Come see us at Townsend Honda. Get financing as low as 1.9%, plus we'll add an extra year of complimentary maintenance. It's our 50th anniversary this summer, and we're celebrating by bringing in the largest selection with the best pricing. Hurry to Townsend Honda. Make no payments all summer long. Townsend Honda, Skyland Boulevard in Tuscaloosa, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. 1.9% APR for 36 months on 2024 Ridgeline models through Honda Financial Services. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/3/2024.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Introducing Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food.
I have been feeding them Dr. Marty's freeze-dried raw formula for years. And this food is a big part of why their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful and playful.
And dog parents across the U.S. are loving it.
My dog Hazel is a 10-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever, and ever since I've been feeding her Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend food, she is like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
We're so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee. And for a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511 today. All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Another hot and dry day today with a sunny sky, the high 98. Tonight fair with the low at 74. Tomorrow and Friday, partly sunny both days with isolated afternoon and evening showers and storms. Highs between 95 and 98. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9.
Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports Xavier Houston.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Box Eye Care. As we get ready to kick off this second quarter, as we're wrapping up the conversation on Alabama's strengths, we were talking about the kicking game and the return game. And we've talked about the kickers, the kicker and the punter, but the return game, who do you see or who do you think is going to be the guys out there returning kickoffs and punts? Because I think that's a great way to get a guy like Ryan Williams acclimated as he grows in his offensive role.
Before we hit that, let's make sure that we get your scores in. The Alabama Legacy Collection Score Prediction Contest. Send us your scores. Ryan Williams receiving yards is the tiebreaker. And we always I appreciate you guys, but we also have to appreciate our sponsors and have to pay some bills. So as you're out there thinking and want to get in on it, on the Empowerment Strategy and Solutions hotline, who you think, who's going to be those special teams guys, make sure you go check out the pharmacy at Midtown. The pharmacy at Midtown brings us our Free for All Friday. You can find them at the pharmacy midtown.com. They bring us a Free for All Friday. So, and once again, score prediction contest, you can post your scores or call us at 205-342-9904X, and that is the Empowerment Strategy and Solutions hotline. You know, I think that you're going to see that role used to get weapons on the field. I think that they are going to build Kendrick Law's confidence by making him one of the main guys. And I think it's really based on how much you see Ryan Williams in the offense, whether or not he takes over. I don't know that he'll be the first guy out. He may be, but Coach said something, X, that made me think that you may very well see Bernard back returning punts. And that was that he, how do you put it? He said, I know some guys you can trust, some guys you hope you can trust. And I'm paraphrasing. But he pretty much said that he knows he can trust Bernard because of his history with him. So I would expect Bernard to be back there this first game.
Okay. See, I hadn't heard this, so that'd be interesting to see Bernard back there and potentially have two of your starting wide receivers out there returning kicks, whether that be punt or kickoff return.
I think he's going to be if he's in, I think he was referring to the punt when he said, can trust him to catch it and make the right decisions. So I think it was probably the punt.
Yeah, and so we've hit a lot of the strengths of this team. When you're looking at weaknesses for this team, what would that be? Would it just be more of a depth issue with this team? Is it a concern of experience, or is there a position that you go, man, I'm not sure about it yet?
The only position that I really question, X, is the tackle position. I question the tackle position. Last year we went in with the offensive line with a question mark around the left tackle. This year, same dude involved, but we have a question around the right tackle. The difference, I think, this year is that they feel like both of the right tackles can play. And literally, Coach Cap said it was going to be about which one is the most physical between Pritchett and Formby. But because Proctor's getting a lot of street cred because he played last year, not by how he performed last year. We're making the assumption that the weight loss is going to improve his play. Now, he did say he's gotten better at pass pro. So that makes me feel better, but he did lose a whole spring, and I just want to see it. So I feel good about – you name it by position, I feel good about the other one. So got a couple of callers you need to get in. Pat, I know Pat's been waiting for a while.
All right, we've got Pat joining us on the Empowerment and Strategy Solution Hotline. How you doing this morning, Pat?
Hey, good morning. First off, I'll give you my score 48-7. And the receiving yards for Ryan Williams, he gets 125.
Say that score again.
Is that a lot, Morton?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a lot? Hey, and look, and at least 30 of them is going to be from the backup quarterback, Ty Simpson.
Okay.
How about that for a bold prediction?
I'm giving that's
extremely bold.
Go ahead and respond to that, X. 48-7. I don't have a problem with that, but 125 yards. Woo.
Yeah, I told you he's going to be on. He's going to be on. Hey, he's going to be he's my breakout man to have 1,359 yards.
Yeah, well, that's a good start.
Yeah, that's a great start to it.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you who I'm excited about. Is that y'all hadn't mentioned him, and I want to see what y'all know about him. Is my backup right guard is listed in the depth chart as Gino, and the fact that Gino can play all three positions on the offensive line. He can play tackle, he can play guard, or he can play center. That Gino is huge, and that what have y'all heard about Gino?
I've heard a lot of good things about Gino. Um, just with the position that we view him primarily as being a guard, he's behind two of the best in the country. But I think he's the swing guy, and I think you see a lot more of him probably than originally expected against Western Kentucky with Jaden Roberts nursing a hand injury. Not that Roberts won't play and won't play a lot, but I think just to be on the safe side, you'll see Gino in there a good bit.
And
that's what I was saying. Go ahead, Martin.
And I'll make it quick, Pat. I think he is Landon Dickerson waiting to happen all over again. I think he's a guy that had a lot of injuries where he was at, and will get here. And if he can stay healthy, he's a guy that has a huge ceiling. So, and don't be surprised if he don't even sometime possibly run out there at tackle. Actually, you got two more callers you got to get to. So,
thank you.
You got anything else?
No, thank you, Martin. Have a great day.
All right. Who do we have on the
Bill from Texas.
Bill from Texas. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How are y'all?
Doing well.
You all right?
Doing good.
54-17, Alabama, of course. Ryan Williams, I've tossed it around. I'm at 48 yards. Too many weapons. They ain't going to bring him out yet.
You said 48 yards?
48 yards.
All right. So, Bill, from Texas, what part of Texas?
Dallas, sir. East side.
Yeah. All right. Hey, what are the Longhorns fans out there saying? They still talking smack?
Oh, it's ugly. It gets old. It gets old bad. Yeah, it's worse than being in Alabama with the Auburn books, but they're delusional. They're delusional.
Oh man! Anything else you got for us?
No, sir. Let's see
Well,
every morning. Thanks for being on.
No. Thank you so much for listening out there in Texas, and call back, man, anytime for a score prediction and or contest. I'm going to be giving away some of that. I'm going to be giving away a nice piece of legacy gear at the end of the season. So appreciate you participating.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. All right, that's Bill from Texas.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, and let me bring in J-Rob before on this side to break. J-Rob, you're in with Martin and Xavier on the Empowerment Strategies and Solutions Hotline.
Good morning, guys. Hope all is well this morning.
All is well.
Doing
I'm
good.
going to throw in the score right quick and make one comment and I'll get off. My score is going to be 56-13. And I'm going to say Ryan Williams will get 70 yards.
70?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your other comment?
All right. My strengths of this team are going to be the running backs and the quarterback. I think the entire backfield, running backs, quarterback, going to be our strengths on the offense, and the defense is going to be a defensive line and middle linebackers. And I think that's going to be the strength and the leadership of the team this year. Y'all have a great day and roll Tide.
All right.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, J-Rob. So we got Pat, 48-7, 125 yards. Bill, 54-17, 48 yards. J-Rob, 56-13, 70 yards. And RS Sports has jumped in. He has the exact same score, 56-13 with 171 yards for Ryan. So as we get to break here, you listen to the Martin Houston Show powered by Box Eye Care. I want to thank the great folks over at Dixie Battery Supply. Dixie Battery Supply, your wholesale provider for all of your battery needs. They also have those great golf carts. I mean, they can get you in a golf cart, take care of you. So it's more than just a battery supply store, but they do take care of you. Their Tuscaloosa Battery Warehouse. They have the Crown, Doka, Extreme, and more. 205-758-9190. They're locally owned and operated. You don't need to worry about your device being powered any longer. Power up any device. Come to the battery store located in Tuscaloosa and Northport, around the Tuscaloosa area. Never feel powerless again. That's DixieBatterySupply.com.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. Good morning and happy hump day to you. Getting off to a busy start already this morning. Well, deja vu of yesterday. We've got an accident again on 2059, and this on the southwest lanes at Joe Malisham Parkway. Big time problem there yesterday that completely closed you down. And as a matter of fact, it's actually still closed down in between 43 and Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
Hi, this is Gene Poole.
And this is John Poole.
At Hudson Poole Fine Jewelers, we believe in celebrating life's special moments in elegance and style.
Whether you're searching for the perfect engagement ring or a meaningful anniversary gift,
a beautiful birthday present, or just because surprise.
At Hudson Poole Fine Jewelers, we have exceptional pieces to mark your special occasion.
Visit Hudson Poole Fine Jewelers, downtown Tuscaloosa, or at hudsonpoole.com.
Join Tide 100.9 WTBC 1230 Sports Radio live for Fridays at the Free at Innisfree Irish Pub, 1925 University Boulevard downtown. Come join Wyatt Fulton for lunch at Innisfree Irish Pub.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Krispies. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
It's that time of year again. Fall is in the air. It's time for football, hunting, or whatever you enjoy doing outside. Stop by Tuscaloosa Tractor and get the perfect Kubota equipment for what you need. Whether it's disking fields, clearing lots, or property maintenance, Tuscaloosa Tractor has the Kubota to make that job easier. If you're looking for that end-of-the-year purchase for your business, Tuscaloosa Tractor has great deals and financing programs on Kubota equipment to fit your budget. Tuscaloosa Tractor, Skyland Boulevard East. Don't you buy no ugly tractor.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show, powered by Box Eye Care. And don't forget, tomorrow night we'll have the West Alabama High School Pigskin Preview Show. It's the last night that'll be at 7 o'clock p.m., and then we'll transition to 6 next week. This week's game of the week is Northridge versus ACA. Northridge got the big clutch win. ACA suffered a tough loss. We'll be speaking to both of those coaches live on tomorrow night. You can join us right here on Tide 100.9, 12:30 a.m. All right, as we continue to move forward, you're back in with the Martin Houston Show, powered by Box Eye Care.
Yeah, we left off before the phone calls. We were talking about the weaknesses of this team, and when I'm looking at this team, there's not a weakness, I think, anywhere from talent standpoint, because it's Alabama. 247 came out a few weeks ago earlier this week with their top rated rosters, and Alabama is still the highest rated roster in college football, even with the departures, even with losing Coach Saban. But it's the experience and the lack of playing time together. And what I'm looking at is the cornerback room. Ton of talent from Damani Jackson all the way down to the freshmen that you see that 4 or 5 stars littering this room. but they haven't played together. And it's going to be interesting to me to see who runs out first with the money, as we feel like he's locked down on one side. Is it going to be the true freshman 5-star in Xavier Brown? Is it potentially Jalen Mbakwe? Or is it going to be Wake Forest transfer Deshaun Jones? Heard he's had a great fall camp since arriving. Once again, a summer transfer. So when I'm looking at it, I want to see the continuity and playing with these other guys in the secondary before I can fully say I'm balled in on this secondary.
You know, it's interesting that Alabama roster rates higher than everybody else according to numbers, but everybody always says Ohio State and Georgia has the most talented roster. And this has been ongoing, X, all year. And Georgia may not have as much new blood, but Ohio State does. So I don't ever understand how these guys come up with the Alabama's most talented roster and lack experience, but the other teams have the most talented roster by perception. I don't know. Anyway, I agree with you on the cornerback position is one of those wait and see type of things. But X, think about what Saban said at Media Day. What did he say? They have some things, worried about the secondary, right? But what did he say Saturday? Is he went to practice, and some of what he was worried about, he wasn't as worried after seeing them in their second scrimmage. Does that bode well? So I mean, you kind of think. I personally think it'll be Deshaun, because I don't know if there's a big enough gap between the two X. And if you're gonna bring in transfers, it's sort of like I said yesterday. I don't think they're gonna play Deshaun just because he's a transfer. But I think when you look at roster management, if there's not this glaring difference, then you play that guy knowing that the freshman is only going to get better and will possibly end up being the starter down the road. That's my thought. So I would not be surprised if we have two transfers starting at corner. But wouldn't be surprised.
No, neither would I.
Either.
No, I either one. I don't know if you necessarily can go wrong with either guy. And I think just to start off the year while you're getting Xavier game experience at this level, you start the guy that has played at the higher level and done a little bit more. And Jones was a really good player, probably one of the best players on a bad Wake Forest team last year. And so seeing him with the talent around him that Alabama is going to be able to offer, I think you might see his game go to the next level as well.
Yeah, the speed of the game can get you. So.
Definitely. Well, let's go ahead and hit opportunities. When you're looking at this 2024 season, what opportunities does this team have that, maybe that we've overlooked or that we haven't thought about with the coaching change, the transfers in, the transfers out? What opportunities does this 2024 team actually have in front of it?
Well, for me, I posted a video on my Facebook page, the Martin Houston Show, of Jalen Milroe, and I said Jalen Milroe Heisman run begins Saturday, and it's a hype video, and I get that, but I went back and just pulled like 4 plays from the kickoff game last year. He picks up a fumble, runs it for a touchdown. He runs a touchdown on a read option quarterback keeper. He throws a deep ball corner to Bond. Post to Bond. He pulls it down and runs up the middle for about 20 yards or so. We saw everything X that he could do in that game. And then we didn't use it all year. I think the biggest opportunity for Alabama is that this coaching staff maximizes the talent and abilities of each position group. I think you're going to see the running back room get screens and passes. I think you're going to see Jalen Milroe pass it deep, but also pull it down and be a part of the run game. I think you're going to see the wide receivers in a lot of different combos, and they're going to be used in the run game. And then I think the tight ends are going to be lightning deadly across the middle and on drag routes. And so I think you're going to see that. But then I also think the defensive side is going to be the same thing, X. I think that Womack is going to create some havoc with the way he utilizes his defense, and having a veteran, a 5-year guy who's played all 5 years in Malachi, national championship winning safety, guys with a lot of experience, even though they're new to Alabama. I think that we're going to see the opportunity expand just because the coach's utilization of the players is their greatest opportunity. I think we may have in the past, X, underutilized, and it's crazy to think, but I don't think we've used all of our talent in the past couple of years.
I second that. I think more so from the defensive side, we see a return to old. Now, do I think it'll be an 8-point average a game? No, but I do believe that the turnovers, the getting after the quarterback, making plays in the backfield return with the way that Coach Womack is going to use these guys and the various ways he plans on using them. The group of pass rushers, even though they're inexperienced, you look at the talent that we've talked about it all when it comes to that aspect of this team. I think you're going to see this team turn things around in a new way, but in a return to old within the same breath, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
So that's the opportunity that I see. And I think, and even though it's not, and the kicking game stays strong. I don't think you see a fall off in the kicking game with Graham Nicholson. I think Burnham continues to get better in that aspect and is potentially a Ray Guy Award type of season this year. So the opportunities for this, and what is the opportunity for this team as a whole? National champions, SEC champions, what is the opportunity as a collective?
I mean, I think the ceiling is huge. I'm going to make a bold prediction on Friday. I hinted at it on Ryan's show, but I think this team does something that's not been done at Alabama. And there's not a lot of things that you can say that about. So just hold on. It may not end up in a national championship though, but it could very well be something that's never happened in Tuscaloosa. We got a couple minutes before we need to get the break. X, before we have to get in Scotty Hollins, what else you got, man?
What are some of the threats that you see that this team has heading into this season as we complete the SWOT analysis?
Yeah, I mean, I think without a doubt, X, that I think this team has the ability to win a national title. I think Feinbaum said yesterday he doesn't think that this team is in the top 2 or 3. I don't know what Oregon has that everybody is all in love with Oregon. Oregon got beat twice by the guy that's on our sideline with less talent than he has this year. Lanning has shown me that he can coach in big games. He hasn't proven that yet. This dude at Alabama has. And so I think the biggest threat to Alabama winning a national title is health. They have to stay healthy. That's the biggest threat, in my opinion.
My biggest threat is continuity. I know I've said it multiple times with different position groups, but I think it's the continuity of the team just because of you have to look at it. Alabama lost a lot of guys from last year's team, a lot of key contributors, whether that be to the NFL or to the transfer portal. This team has to mesh and gel, and I think they're on the right path to that. But I think that's my biggest threat to this team because it's definitely not the talent level.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, X, anything else you got before you have to go?
No, that's it. I mean, it's a great Wednesday, and we'll continue the conversation talking about the depth chart, the season first. And don't forget, you can call in and get your Alabama Legacy score prediction and figure out what and the tiebreaker being Ryan Williams. Receiving yards, is it going to be a bold prediction like Pat and RS Sports? Is he going to go for 100 plus? Or are we going to be a little more conservative like Bill and J-Rob with the 48 and 70 range?
All right. Hey, you're listening to the Martin Houston Show powered by Box Eye Care. As we go to break here, don't forget to go check out the Martin Houston Show swag and Love God, Love People swag. You can QR code it if you're on the live stream, or you can just go to martinhouston.org. We'll be back on the other side to keep the conversation rolling, but with Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministry with the Harvest Church Christian Moment of the Week. But don't forget, seasons first. You got all day to think about it. We'll talk about it on tomorrow as X leads us out of the gate with that conversation. Seasons first. That means first touchdown. Who's going to be the first group of starters? Who's going to be the first turnover? Will we punt or kick a field goal first? With all of those, any season first you want to bring, you can bring it, and you'll be able to call in on the Empowerment Strategy and Solutions hotline on tomorrow. And we'll be back on the other side to keep the conversation rolling with the Harvest Church Christian Moment of the Week.
Go inside the Alabama Crimson Tide with the Gary Harris Show.
Hey, it's Gary Harris. Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. on the Gary Harris Show, we'll continue to talk college football. The countdown to Alabama and Western Kentucky is on. We'll have the latest. Plus, our NASCAR segment with Matt Coulter has been red hot lately. And your phone calls. All that and more. 9 a.m. Wednesday morning on the Gary Harris Show.
Catch the Gary Harris Show Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. on Tide 100.9 and Tide100.9.com.
Here's what's trending on the Tuscaloosa thread.
Good Wednesday morning. The demolition of the old Tuscaloosa News building has been awarded to Britain Demolition and Recycling Company. The low bid, $396,000. That site will be used for the construction of the planned Sabin Center downtown. Groundbreaking for the Sabin Center is expected to be in spring of 2025. Click TuscaloosaThread.com for more local news. It's free all throughout the day. Don Hurtley, Town Square Media, Tuscaloosa.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. We have still got the closure from an accident that happened on yesterday, and this is to continue the investigation work on 2059. This moving in that southwest direction in between Joe Malisham, or in between Holly Springs and 43. So that's a very, very lengthy closure there. Do watch out for the detours posted. And 43, actually, that's what a lot of folks are hopping on for your alternate. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Hey, Chris Stewart here. Are you ready to save this summer? Come see us at Townsend Honda. Get financing as low as 1.9%, plus we'll add an extra year of complimentary maintenance. It's our 50th anniversary this summer, and we're celebrating by bringing in the largest selection with the best pricing. Hurry to Townsend Honda and make no payments all summer long. Townsend Honda, Skyland Boulevard in Tuscaloosa, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. 1.9% APR for 36 months on 2024 Ridgeline models through Honda Financial Services. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/3/2024.
The BMW Summer Sales Event is here, and there's no better place to find your perfect ride than BMW of Tuscaloosa. BMW of Tuscaloosa is redefining the car buying experience with a customer-first philosophy. We are driving satisfaction to new heights with an improved inventory that you can't miss. Now through August 31st, enjoy unbeatable offers like interest rates as low as 2.99% and lease credits up to $9,900. Visit us at 3537 Skyland Boulevard East or check us out online, bmwoftuscaloosa.com. BMW of Tuscaloosa. Take your dreams for a drive.
Hey, Frank, looks like business is booming. What are all those tabs you have open on your computer?
Oh, hey. Well, this one is for my SEO company. This one is for my website company. This one is for my CRM. This is for invoicing and estimates. This one does email. And this one does billing.
Jeez, that sounds tricky to manage.
It's clunky, but I need all this to run my business. Wait, you run your own business, and you're even busier than I am. Don't you have all this stuff, too?
I do, but I get it all on one screen with the Town Square Business Management Platform.
What's that?
The Town Square Business Management Platform Platform's an all-in-one tool that helps me grow and run my business. It combines website, billing, and scheduling into one program.
That sounds simpler than juggling all the tools I have now, but you still need someone else to help you find new business, right?
Nope. They have powerful digital advertising built into the platform as well, which helps me keep my calendar full. You can get a demo of the product for free. Check out their website. See if it makes sense for your business.
Go to townsquarelocal.com for a free demo of the TownSquare Business Management Platform. Visit townsquarelocal.com. That's townsquarelocal.com.
It's time for the Martin Houston Show. With the same hard-hitting, no-nonsense approach in which he played the game, Martin will take you inside the locker room, down on the field, and across the goal line with his in-depth analysis.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show, powered by Box Eye Care. It is now time for the Harvest Church Christian Moment of the Week with Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministries. Good morning, Scotty. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, Martin. I'm doing well. Lost my voice, but I'm doing well.
Sorry to hear that, man. Excited to have you.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here. So, hey, just wanted to actually, Martin, we're going to start a new series today, and with the season upon us. And just wanted to start a new series. We're going to call it Foundations. And what we're looking at is kind of the foundational things that are necessary, foundational habits or disciplines that are necessary for us to continue to grow in our relationship with God, to continue to develop and to continue to become all that we need to be and all that God wants us to be. So we're going to look at that. I think, Martin, when you played football as a fullback, you had some keys you had to be that you had to read. You had to know a few things, and they were kind of things that you needed to know on a consistent basis. But you didn't just need to know these things; you needed to do these things. So as I played defense, we would have to read our keys, and these were the foundations. And like you had to know this stuff, or you would, and following your keys would always take you to the play. You know what I mean? And so I want to keep that in mind as we think about this series. It's the foundations. What are those things that are necessary, those habits, that if you continue to develop these habits will develop you. I want to start with God's word. And the verse I'm going to look at today is Romans 12:2. It says, don't be conformed to the pattern of this world any longer, but be transformed by renewing your mind. He says, then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. We'll see how far we can get through this verse today. But I think this is a really important passage when we think about foundations. It says, don't be conformed to the pattern of this world any longer. And so when you think about this passage, first, I think the most important word to kind of break down here is conform. And so conform is to be pressed into the mold of something. And so the example I like to use is, hey, if you had a cookie sheet of cookie dough, and you were trying to make some cookies, and let's say it's football season, so you're having a big party this upcoming weekend, and you wanted to have some football cookies, some elephant cookies, just to kind of spice things up. You would have to have a football cookie cutter, and you put that football cookie cutter on that dough. The dough is soft, the cookie cutter is hard. Hey, Martin, when you put that football cookie cutter on that soft dough, what are you going to get?
Whatever the shape of that you're going to use, right? Yep.
Exactly. And if you put that elephant cookie cutter on that dough, you're going to get the elephant. And so here's the point. Because what happens in that moment is that dough is conformed to the image of the cookie cutter.
Right.
And Paul is saying right here, he says, don't be conformed any longer to the pattern of this world. What he's saying is the world has a cookie cutter, and the world wants to put its cookie cutter on you. It wants to shape you into its mold. And so Paul is saying, hey guys, no, don't let the world put its cookie cutter on you. And I would say this, how does the world put its cookie cutter on us? It does it through shaping our mind and shaping our thinking and the way we see things. And so what he's saying is don't do that. He says, don't be conformed to the pattern of this world, but he says, but be transformed. Conformed is to be pressed into the mold of. Transform is to be changed. He says be transformed or changed by renewing your mind. And when he talks about renewing your mind, he's talking about with God's word. And so here we are, foundations. Paul's saying, guys, if you're gonna stop conforming to the pattern of this world, and if you're going to start being transformed, in other words, stop just going with the flow and being pushed into the mold of what everybody else is doing. If you're going to start being transformed really to the image of Christ and looking more like Jesus, you're going to have to start spending time in his word. He says, then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is. He says, the more you spend time in God's word, the easier it'll be for you to figure out what God wants you to do. So here's my challenge today, guys. As we look at these foundations, this is a series where, in some ways, in some days, you get a message, but you're also going to get some homework. So your homework is today, not tomorrow. Today, start a devotional plan. If you haven't started one, hey, and if you have started one and you've fallen off, get back on it. But I want each of you who are listening to me, please consider starting a devotional plan or starting getting back on the one that you were on. Hey, if you're thinking, I don't know where to start, there's a Bible app. It's called the YouVersion Bible app. I think it's for all platforms. They have it for iPhones and for Android. So, but you go to this YouVersion, YOU version Bible app, sign up. You have to put your email in. But then they have something called the daily refresh. Every single day, they're going to give you a verse of the day. Then they're going to give you, there's going to be a different person who's going to actually give you they're going to speak on that verse for about 2 minutes. So I think everybody can find 2 minutes. And then after you listen to their message on the verse, they give you a devotional that you can read. That'll take another 2 to 3 minutes. And then there's a prayer after that. And then they show you the verse one more time. If you don't have anything, that's a great place to start. Even if you do have something, it's encouraging to get the daily refresh verse. It could be supplemental for whatever you're doing. Here's what I want to encourage you. We're talking about foundations. If you get back in that word or stay in God's word, because guess what? As you do that, you will be being transformed as you renew your mind.
Yeah, great job, Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministries. Scotty, a lot of people don't understand it's a twofold thing. It's not just don't be conformed, because you can fight not to do something, but you'll still be the shape you were when you stopped fighting. And so in other words, as an athlete, I can stop drinking and smoking and partying and stop, doing things that hurt me physically, but it's still not going to make me any better, and I'll never be able to test and prove myself on the field. I have to do something with that. When I stop conforming, I have to start transforming, and you just gave them a great plan. The YouVersion app is one that I use, and I have another one called Through the Word. Both are really awesome. And Scotty, we got time. Tell them real quick where they can find you, man.
Absolutely. You can go to www.blueprinttuscaloosa.com. You can send me a message there. Come straight to my email.
All right. Hey, that's Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministry. He joins us every Wednesday to give us that encouragement we need to take it to the world. And as we get out of here, remember this: trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. We'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Roll Tide, everybody.